Have you ever felt like your entire life hangs by a single thread? A thread so thin that if it snaps, everything will fall apart. For Ragov, that thread was a train. The 7:15 a.m. train to the city. Ragov was an ordinary man, living what you might call an ordinary life. But ordinary felt more like a cage. Every single morning, it was the same frantic race against the clock. Wake up at 6 o'clock, choke down a quick breakfast, and sprint to the station. The 7:15 train wasn't just transportation. It was the judge and jury of his day. Catch it, and the day was bearable. Miss it, and he'd face the wrath of his boss. Another drop of bitterness in a job he absolutely despised. Why did he stay? Fear. It's a powerful glue, isn't it? It holds us in places we don't belong. At least I have a salary, he'd tell himself. A mantra that felt more like a justification than a comfort. He was trading his happiness for a paycheck, his dreams for a routine he hated. He was surviving, not living. And the 7:15 train was the symbol of his imprisonment. Then came a morning that would unravel everything. It was a dark, rainy morning, the kind where the world seems to be weeping alongside you. Rogov's alarm, his trusted ally in this daily battle, failed him. It never rang. When his eyes finally shot open, the clock on his wall screamed 7:10 a.m. Panic surged through him. He flew out of bed, a whirlwind of desperate motion. No time for breakfast, no time for anything. He just ran. Out the door, into the rain-slicked streets. His feet pounded the pavement, his heart hammered against his ribs. He slipped on a wet patch, scraping his knee, but he scrambled up and kept going. The station was in sight. He could hear the familiar whistle. He pushed harder, a final, desperate burst of energy. He reached the platform, gasping for air. Just in time to see the last carriage of the 7:15 train sliding away, disappearing into the morning mist. He had missed it. For the first time in 10 years, Rogov missed the train. He stood there, frozen, breathless, drenched, and utterly defeated. The anger came first, a hot, useless rage at his alarm clock, at the rain, at himself. Then came the fear, cold and sharp, gripping his throat. He could already hear his boss's voice, dripping with sarcasm and disappointment. A single thought echoed in the sudden quiet of the station. "My life is finished." He whispered it to himself, the words swallowed by the vast, empty platform. As the weight of his failure pressed down on him, he slumped onto a nearby bench, not caring about the damp wood. He buried his face in his hands, a man defeated by 5 minutes. But he wasn't alone. A gentle voice beside him cut through his despair. "You look like someone whose life depends on a train." Rogov looked up. An old man sat beside him, his face etched with wrinkles that seemed to hold 1,000 stories. There was a calmness in his eyes, a serene smile on his face that felt completely out of place with Rogov's inner turmoil. Rogov let out a short, bitter laugh. "It does," he admitted. There was no point in pretending. The old man didn't offer empty platitudes. He simply nodded and pointed a steady finger toward the tracks, now empty and silent. "I missed a train 30 years ago," he said, his voice soft but clear. "Right here, on this very platform. And that delay saved my life." Rogov stared at him, confused. How could missing a train save a life? The old man seemed to read his thoughts. He explained that the train he was supposed to be on all those years ago, the one he missed, because of a silly, frustrating delay, had met with a terrible accident just a few miles down the line. The compartment he would have been in was completely destroyed. "If I had been on time," the man said, his voice dropping to a whisper, "if I had caught that train, I would not be sitting here today, talking to you." A strange, profound silence settled over Rogov. The old man's story hung in the air, a possibility so immense it was hard to grasp. The anger and fear that had been consuming him just moments ago began to recede, replaced by a quiet sense of awe. Just then, a ripple of unease spread through the station. Whispers started to fly. Phones began to light up. Rogov saw people gathering in small, anxious groups, their faces pale. He strained to hear the fragmented words. Accident, terrible, the morning train. His own phone buzzed in his pocket. Then again and again, a flood of messages from colleagues and family. With trembling hands, he pulled it out. The headlines on the news alerts made his blood run cold. A major train derailment. The 7:15 express from his station. The train he had just missed. His legs gave out. He sank back onto the bench, the phone slipping from his numb fingers. He couldn't breathe. The world tilted on its axis. The train, his train, had crashed. The frustration, the anger, the fear of his boss, it all seemed so ridiculously small now, so meaningless. He was alive. He was alive because his alarm clock didn't ring. He was alive because he missed the train. The old man stood up slowly, his calm gaze resting on Rogov one last time. Sometimes, he said, his voice a gentle guide in Rogov's chaos, life delays you for a reason. It holds you back because it knows there is something worse waiting for you up ahead. It's not a punishment. It's protection. And with that, he turned and walked away, disappearing into the crowd. Rogov never saw him again. Was he an angel, a ghost, or just a wise old man in the right place at the right time? It didn't matter. That day, Rogov didn't go to the office. He didn't even call. He went home. He walked through his front door and hugged his family like he had never hugged them before. And for the first time, he didn't just talk. He listened. He listened to their worries, their dreams. And for the first time in a long, long time, he listened to the quiet voice in his own heart. The voice he had been silencing for years with the noise of his daily grind. A few months later, Rogov quit his job. It was the scariest thing he had ever done. Far scarier than missing a train. He took his savings and started the small bookstore he had always dreamed of. It wasn't easy. There were days of doubt and struggle. Life was still hard, but now it was his. The hardship was on his own terms, for a dream that belonged to him. Years passed. One afternoon, Rogov found himself standing at that same station. He wasn't rushing, he was just watching. He saw people, young and old, running, their faces a mask of anxiety, desperate to catch their trains. He saw a reflection of his old self in their frantic energy. A gentle smile touched his lips. He thought about the crash, the old man, and the day his life was supposed to be finished, but had actually just begun. He whispered to himself a truth he now knew in his very bones. Some trains are meant to be missed. What looks like a disaster might be a detour to a better destination. What feels like a crushing failure might just be life's way of redirecting you. So the next time you face a delay, a setback, or a closed door, take a breath. It might not be a punishment. It might just be protection. It might be the beginning of your real story. Thanks for watching. If this story resonated with you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content that makes you think. See you in the next one.